privileged. And as an institute, we have adopted 21st July as our special event day. And every day, we will be keeping that legacy of his alive and be making donations to charity. So that's what we did. Today, we are here to engage you, the media, because he was president for 3.5 years. And he left some very solid legacies. So if you look up here, we have themed our celebration 9 years on, entrenching a solid legacy. 9 years on, entrenching a solid legacy. Building a better Ghana. Building a better Ghana was the wings on which President Mills flew in 2008, told Ghanaians what he would do should he become president: invest in people, build a strong and resilient economy, expand infrastructure, and then govern with a new face in an open, honest, and transparent manner. We are here this afternoon to showcase part of his commitment. We are here to showcase part of his commitment to 1992 Constitution. One of the legacies that he left. Here is a white paper, what you call a white paper. A Government of Ghana white paper on the I will just do a little reading for you to know the background to all this. So the introduction to the white paper. As a political party, National Democratic Congress, and this is in the white paper, has always been committed to a review of the Constitution at an appropriate after a reasonable period of its operation. This commitment, enshrined in the party's 2008 Electoral Manifesto, was also declared by Van Mills when he became president. Presidential debate in Tamale, which heralded the 2008 elections. His Excellency Mills fulfilled the electoral promise. He inaugurated the Constitution Review Commission on the 11th of January 2020. The 2009. A year later, he had set up the Constitution Review Commission. Terms of reference. As a their views on the operation of the 1990 and in particular the strengths and weaknesses of the Constitution. I repeat, the strengths and weaknesses of the Constitution. B, to articulate concerns of the people of Ghana, not the concerns of Basata Mills, is the people of Ghana, on amendments that may be required for a comprehensive review of the 1992 Constitution. And then 3, to make recommendations to the government for the consideration and provide a draft bill for possible amendments to the 1992 Constitution. Composition of the Constitution Review Commission. The following eminent persons were appointed to the commission. A, Professor Albert Kojo Fiajo, Chairman. B, Kumbuna Yiri II, Paramount Chief of Kumbugu, Member. Osaberi Makwesiata II, Oman, the Ogwa Traditional Area, Member. Mr. Akentin Apiamenka, Legal Practitioner, Member. Mrs. Sabina Ofori-Boateng, Legislative Drafter, Member. The Very Reverend Professor Sakwesi Ajepon, Member. Dr. Nicholas Yao Aponsa, member. Mr. Gabriel Scott Pwamai, member. Mrs. Jean Adukwe Mensah, member. And J. Dr. Raymond Akumburu Atuguba, Executive Secretary and Principal Researcher. The Commission submitted its report to the government on the 20th December 2011. Government had to study with a view of issuing a white paper. So in 2011, the report was ready. Government studied and issued a white paper. Now, the main reason why you are here today, ladies and gentlemen of the press, is that contained in this white paper are recommendations that the government of the day made for the Constitution to be looked at. If it had been followed through to the letter, the issues that we are discussing today as a country, as the 1992 Constitution begins to hang nooses around our necks, would not have been there. We are trying to point out to you the visionary thinking of President Mills. He foresaw that if nothing was done to the Constitution, of course, he was a legal luminary, he was a teacher of the law, name it. So he understood. Of course, we had done 8 years of President Rawlings, 8 years of President Kufuor, and don't forget that he was vice president for 4 years under President Rawlings. So obviously sitting in cabinet, being part of the government machinery, he must have noted major issues. Of course, the Constitution is a living document. I am a Christian, I read the Bible. The Bible I used to read 10 years ago is not the same Bible I read today, because every now and then changes are being made. And I'm sure for many other religions, changes get made to whatever they believe in over the years. So the Constitution is a living document, just like a human being. And what we should have done over the years, which President Mills sought to do, was to say, hey, Ghanaians, where are we having the cul-de-sacs and the naughty areas as far as the 92 Constitution is concerned? It's a voluminous document we can't go through, obviously, but let me just point a few to you for you to understand the visionary thinking. And an interesting aspect of the review is that if it had been carried through to the letter, it was going to curtail the president's own powers in certain areas. But here was a president who was not interested in everything that he came to meet, and believed that even if his own powers had to be curtailed, so be it, for the sake of our democracy. And so let's do some few specifics for you to know exactly what we're talking about. On page 12 of the said white paper, issue 6, it has to do with taxation of the president. And I quote, and this is his own government accepting this recommendation, which should have then gone to Parliament, necessary bills passed, and for the Constitution to have been reviewed. Government accepts the recommendation of the CRC, of course that's the Constitution Review Commission, that the president should pay tax on his salary and emoluments as an example to the rest of the citizenry. This will also be a reflection of the principle of equality before the law and in accordance with the rule of law. This was a man who spent maybe close to a decade reforming our tax system at the IRS. And the stories of what he did are rave and many. As president, he wanted to be taxed, all his emoluments to be taxed. This is a president who didn't take a single per diem on any of his foreign trips. Visionary leadership. If we have done 16 years of presidents not being taxed, I, Atta Mills, I want to lead by example. Tax all my emoluments and my salary, so that if we are asking the citizenry to pay some in Tiamwa Bredu. So tomorrow, who will chair the commission or committee? Maybe Angel FM will chair, True will chair, somebody will chair. So this report, white paper said, let's have an independent one established by the people of Ghana, because all the recommendations in this white paper, all the bills would have had to go through Parliament for Parliament to pass and allow for the Constitution to be amended, because that's where we have the representatives of the people. So in effect, Ghanaians would have agreed that we should have an independent emoluments commission, and today will not be where we are, spending a lot of time and energy fighting each other over things that we should have changed 10, 11 years ago. Of course, the issue of retirement of public officers. Government accepted the recommendations that the current retiring age of 60 years in the public service be maintained. Now, the interesting one here is that with Parliament reserving the power to increase the retiring age of certain categories of public servants to reflect specific needs of the service concerned. One of the areas where he was prepared to curtail his own powers, because under the 1992 constitution, which we are using now, it is executive that reserves the right and the mandate to give those extensions. In this reform that was supposed to take place, that mandate was now going to be given to the people of Ghana through our representatives in Parliament. A president who was prepared to cut his own powers in the national interest. There are some other issues which are also important as we have the national discourse. I'm going to step out together and then begin to champion some of these causes, because elsewhere, that's what is done. In fact, President Kufuor has set up his own foundation while he's alive. He's not even waiting to pass on. Rawlings has his own. So, in our lifetime, how many people become presidents? So if they come and they serve, at least they will leave some legacies that some foundations or some institutes of theirs must champion. So here it is. Government shares the CRC's view on the need for administrative action to be adequately taken, for the National Media Commission, National Orientation. Take it again. Government shares the CRC's view on the need for administrative action to be adequately resource the National Media Commission for a more serious and efficient regulation and monitoring of the airwaves, especially radio frequencies, towards the achievement of responsible freedom of expression and freedom of the press. This is the interesting part. In this context, the proposed independent constitutional bodies fund should be available for the achievement of the purpose. So if today we are finding that a government of the day is trying to work towards having a responsible media, it's not new. Because you and I know that we need a responsible media. Especially with the advent of new media. The things that go, and I have been a victim on several occasions. Social media in particular. When they gang up against you and they start manufacturing lies, if you're not careful, you can commit suicide. It's true. The tyranny of a certain section of the media, it is not good for national development. In fact, he is working on some thesis concept for the institute and, of course, for his own self, the issue of new media and its threat to national security. That people can just sit somewhere and manufacture anything. So here it was. So if this thing had gone through Parliament and the Constitution had been amended, it would be nothing new. Where somebody thinks that some particular president wants to muzzle the press. No. Even President Mills, in all that way, believed that where we were going, we needed to find a way of managing where the press is going. I've heard pressmen sit behind consoles and say, as for them, they are untouchable. Who told you you are untouchable? Who told you you are untouchable? Because you are behind the console. So this is it. As a nation, in fact, in my challenges with the new media, I found myself at the cybercrime unit of the Ghana Police Service, established with the help of UNICEF. The person in charge is a PhD holder, Dr. Yankson. So if you don't know, apart from Dr. Dampare, who has just been appointed acting IGP, congratulations to him, there are some other PhD holders at that police headquarters. And the cybercrime unit is well equipped. In fact, it's the best and the biggest in the whole of West Africa. How many Ghanaians know that the cybercrime unit exists? Yet we're on the internet every day and we are throwing all things about and we don't know that we can fall foul of the law. These are some of the things the CRC wanted us to look at in a visionary manner. Somehow, President Mills passed. And then, well, we don't know what happened. Then, the issue of culture. The government agrees with the CRC on the need for the inculcation of national consciousness. This is coming from the people of Ghana. National consciousness is not a revolutionary term. It's not a communist term. National consciousness in the people and communities of Ghana, and therefore accepts the recommendation for a reformulation of the preamble of the Constitution to reflect the cultural legacy and values of the Ghanaian society. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, so if at the birth of Ghana on the 6th of March 1957, when Dr. Nkrumah and the leaders lowered the Union Jack and hoisted our red, gold, green flag with the black stars, they gave us an anthem. God bless our homeland Ghana, make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of rights. Fill our hearts with true humility, make us cherish fearless honesty, and help us to resist oppressors with all our will and might forever. That is our anthem. How many of us cherish fearless honesty? How many of us cherish the ability to resist oppressors? And this time the oppressor is not the slave master with the ship at any of the castles to take us away to slavery. Our mindset has enslaved us. Our motto tells us freedom and justice. We got the freedom, but we don't want to add the justice to it. President Mills sought to give us justice in addition to the freedom. Let's reorient this thing called the mindset of Ghanaians. This is the only way we can rebuild this nation. And so this business, where people must be hero worship, you can't speak your mind. You are going, as far as I'm concerned, you are going against the national anthem. If I cannot resist a certain form of oppressor's rule, and I cannot cherish fearless honesty, I'm going against the anthem, and I will not allow my conscience and my soul to fight the anthem. I don't want to suffer any form of dissonance. One thing I can say for sure is that based on this, what President Mills was planning to do, if he had lived, and of course he was going to win the 2012 elections anyway, That election was won before President Mills died. As for the voting on 7 December, it was just a process. It was won already before President Mills died. What he had planned to do as part of the mindset and cultural orientation was that when he's swearing in his new set of ministers, or for that matter, those of us who are his aides, instead of the Ministry of Information or ISD putting his pictures in our offices, what he was going to make us do was that you, Asimesi, take the anthem and take the national pledge. If you like, put the whole anthem or pledge in your office. If you like, take a certain portion. But that will be your creed and your credo for the period that you will serve in that administration. So every morning when you go to the office, you yourself, you see what you have chosen. I had prepared my own already. Mine was going to be cherish fearless honesty and to resist oppressors' rule with all my might. So if you walk into my office as head of communications and presidential spokesperson, that's what I will show to you. And I believe that if we had started that thing in 2013, where we are as a nation, we would be on quite a number of issues because the mindset of the nation would have significantly changed by now. So ladies and gentlemen, we invited you here this afternoon just to let you know that there already exists some living document that has already been worked on Yes. And a document that has already been worked on by Ghanaians. They consulted widely. They used the taxpayers' money. And so if there's consensus building now that we need to change the constitution, or for that matter, look at it, I think that as we remember Tamils, as the Institute has the second anniversary, as we try to talk about the legacy of one of the greatest leaders this country ever had, we need to let Ghanaians know what is contained here. It's a lot. And on a lighter note, one of the persons who is busy championing for a second look at the 1992 Constitution is our own good senior brother, Kweku Azar, Professor Kweku Azar. But when President Mills set up the Constitutional Review Commission, it was Kweku Azar went to Supreme Court to challenge the president's legal locus to set up a commission to look at possible changes to the Constitution. 11 years down the line, Kweku Azar is calling for a review of the Constitution. Fellow Ghanaians. In fact, another issue here, yes, thank you, is the issue of politics and polarization. And this is contained in the white paper, which was accepted by the government. And this is very critical. Government accepts the recommendation that the directive principles of state policy should be amended to include a provision that enjoins government to take measures to deal with the rising tide of politicization of every aspect of national life and ethnicity within the Ghanaian polity. This is here. I'm not saying it. So if this is what President Mills envisioned, Ghanaians accepted it, government accepted the recommendation. If today a president is fighting COVID, takes some decision based on science and data, and as a public policy institute, we think that the decision for that moment is in the national interest, we will say it. Let those who want to hear it clog their ears. But we will say it. We have over-politicized everything in this country. And we are going nowhere. And that's what President Mills sought to change. So those who think that Kweku Anyidowo has changed have not changed. I believed in these things 10, 11 years ago. I believed in these things 10, 11 years ago, because the man who called me into direct political service, this is what he believed in. And he promised when he was campaigning in 2008, I've mentioned already, 4 things: building a better Ghana, job creation, investing in people, expanding infrastructure, and changing the face of government. And so this is one of the pillars and the legacies that President Mills left us. I think that at this juncture, I have engaged you. I'm happy that you are here in your numbers. We can now take a few questions, have a few interactions. We have copies of this CRC we'll give to you, the white paper, we'll give to you. Go back to your media houses, study it, and let us begin to have a big debate. Let's put this on the front burner. I'm begging you, in the name of God Almighty. It is written in very simple English. Everybody can understand it. You don't have to be a lawyer. But just take 1, 2, 3 portions. Let's champion it. The Constitution of 1992 has served its purpose in many ways. Let's take a second look at it. Once we do that, and the work has already been done, all we need to do is to breathe life into it. We do this, we give more meaning to our Constitution, we give more meaning to our democracy, we break out of the cul-de-sac, we break out of that vicious cycle of eating ourselves up for no apparent reason. We change our mindset, we transform the agenda. I'm sure God himself, as we say in our pledge, after we finish reciting it, the tail end, so help us God. So if in our anthem, we say God bless our homeland Ghana, and in our pledge, we say so help us God. So there's even a God factor. That's why President Mills, one of the things he did again as the legacy was to set up the National Day for Prayer and Thanksgiving. Once he passed on, as my people will say in Ebe, Enya Kabale Munami. But there's a God factor. The man built 2 universities within 3 years. The University of Health and Allied Sciences in Ho, the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Ronga-Hafu, was in the process of building the one in Eastern Region. The man worked. And for us as an institute, I said it on Monday to your colleagues who came to the Assembly Park that we are not practicing necromancy. We are not worshipping dead bodies. What we want is the legacy of a good man, a good president. And for that matter, the only one who died while in active service. Let's preserve that legacy as we want to preserve everybody's legacy. Somebody must carry the load. At Tamils Institute, they have chosen to carry that load. And we believe that God himself, wherever he is, as for God, we know where he is. But the spirit of Atamils, wherever it is, and we believe it's next to God, will shower blessings on the institute. I rest my case for now. Thank you for your attention. For myself.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the media, will now take your contribution, your questions.
In fact, maybe you can give them copies, let them start looking at it. Maybe something will just catch somebody's eye. Yeah, so. Yes, or maybe, okay, no, maybe to distract, yes. Yes, madam, please.
My name is Mercy Darling.
Yeah. No. It's for the camera. It's for the, so you talk.
It's for the camera. Oh, okay.
It's fine.
My name is Mercy Darling with TV3. You talked about, there was a bit about the Constitution on the white paper that sought to take care of the payments of salaries or determine the emoluments of all public sector workers. Would you consider first ladies and second ladies as public sector workers? Are they? Because you in your submission also indicated that we will not be having this debate if the government after the late President Mills had implemented to the latter the recommendations by the commission, and he thought that one of the things he could have cured was this incident that has happened recently. Are they considered as public sector workers?
I don't belong to any emoluments commission now. All we are, yeah, that is why the commission or the CRC recommended that there should be a 5-member independent. Okay, so here it is, a 5-member independent emoluments commission (IEC) be established as an independent constitutional body to determine the emoluments of all public officers, including the heads and members of the ICBs. Members of the IEC should be appointed by the President in consultation with the Council of State and with the prior approval of Parliament. And of course, should necessarily contain membership that has representative from the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. So all I'm saying, Mercy Darling, is that we are opening, all of us, our eyes to some work, spade work that had been done 10 years ago. If that independent emoluments commission had been set up, we would not be having this argument. And that's the point we are trying to make. So they would have determined which categories of persons are public officers. They would have passed this junction almost 10 years ago. We will not be having a tire puncture at the junction that we should have passed 10 years ago. So, to answer your question, that is the debate. Let the President set up, of course, let this become law. Let the Constitution be so amended. Then now we can let them tell us those persons who are public, qualified to be public sector officers. You get the argument. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel. I work for Top FM and TV, Top Radio. I would like to ask, you being a former aide to the late President Mills, you were with him when he enacted this document. And unfortunately, he passed by. He passed away. So he passed on. So my question is, why didn't you push after former President Mahama was given the nod to continue President Mills' tenure as a member of the then administration?
Well, good question. I just mentioned the issue of Professor Kweku Azar. So there was a legal issue in the Supreme Court for 3 years. Luckily, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the establishment of this commission. I know that there was a Professor E.V.O. Dankwa Implementation Committee that was also duly established, and some draft bills were sent to Parliament to be forwarded to Council of State and whatever. So what we are doing today is that as an independent public policy think tank, so I'm not in government, is that not it? An independent policy think tank, we've gone through certain hurdles. We are just drawing the attention of the nation. Let us jump over those hurdles. It's time that we jump over those hurdles. Because I'm sure a lot of you didn't know of the existence of this document. Good. Now we, as a public policy institute, we are making this document public. So not that nobody can come and charge us that we have sworn some oath of office and we have broken some oath of office. It's a public document, it's a public domain. So we don't want to be riding any lame horses or dealing with any dead goats. We want to look for real horses to ride on this matter. That's what we want to do.
So, a follow-up. So in that sense, can you say that you, as a former aide to the late president, and the party that he once came to power with, disappointed the former president in implementing such document before you?
Well, I'm not going to go finger pointing. That's what I've said. That I want us to move away from the past. We are giving you the information.
No, will you say that you have disappointed your former boss?
Oh, we have disappointed President Mills.
Yeah.
Well, he began some work, and I told you that somebody went to court for 3 years. You understand? In that period, what could you do? Then some things went to Parliament. It oscillated between Parliament and Council of State, and I know that for a fact. How it ended over the period, that one, we can't go into the details of that one. So, all we are saying is that it's now time to take the lid off and look at this document. If you want a direct answer to your question, President Mills, honestly, with his passion, would have really wished that we didn't get to this point. Somehow, wishes are not horses, and so beggars cannot ride. Today is not alive. We wished we were alive to have pushed this thing through, but he didn't do it. But hey, Moses left, somebody continued, and that's why we keep saying that governance is a continuum, and it's here. Once you come and do the right thing, you do it. If it is wrong, of course, nobody wants to do the wrong thing. So, President Mills certainly, wherever he is, would have wished, to answer your question, would have wished that this thing had been done long time ago. As to whether we disappointed him or not, I think today what the AMI is doing, he'll be very happy that Kokwani Dogo has brought this issue up, and AMI has brought this issue up. So, to answer your question, I prefer to look at the glass half full, half empty, not half empty. I won't answer whether he's disappointed, but I'll say he'll be happy that we are doing what we are doing.
My name is Rashid from Rainbow Radio. Sorry, I have 2 questions. Professor Mills was somebody who stood up to the foreign counterparts when it came to the LGBT issue. Can you tell us whether in the white paper he captured as part of his acceptance? Then secondly, was the white paper gazetted as required by law when the president issued it? Thank you.
Yeah, the issue of the LGBT is captured in the white paper. Yeah, rights of the aged is here. The description of persons with disabilities is here, and those ones are also there. Yes, the LGBT one was also there, but that one I think they said that when the issue comes up, they should leave it at the doorstep of the Supreme Court to rule, so that it doesn't lie in the mouth of individuals so to do. So that's the issue on that one. Then what's the second question, Rashid?
Was the white paper gazetted?
Was it vetted? No. That is why the EVO Dankwa committee started working. But this is a public document. It's online. So it's not. I didn't go and steal it from Asumje Park. It's a public document. Yes, sir.
My name is Freight Delanya Megash with GH1 TV. I'd want to find out, beyond the lip service, beyond what you are currently doing, what would you do holistically to ensure that this recommendations from the white paper is being implemented to the letter? And do you consider going to engage President Akufo-Addo to also have a second look at it?
Well, I don't think that is lip service, Delanya. My lips are serving a certain purpose, actually, now. But it's not lip service in the English physiology. But your second question is very critical, because there's a sitting president, is that not it? President Mills is there and gone, is that not it? His government is no more in power, is that not it? So that question is important. Yes, as an institute, we shall use all the proper channels available to seek audience respectfully with His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and in our own small way, see how we can bring to his attention he's a lawyer of repute himself, and I don't think that he's unaware of this. But it takes some civil society platforms to champion certain causes, and I believe that we will get a lot of joy as an institute if we're able to champion a cause like this and support the government to implement. So what we will do is to go and see what we can do, if it is possible. But the first appreciation goes to you people, because your ability to help with the advocacy herefrom will now draw the attention of even government. Because what I used to do when I was there was to really scan and scout through the media and things that I think the president didn't know I'll bring his attention. I want to believe that every functioning presidency operates that way. And so somebody, I'm sure, is watching us live now, and will let the president know that this is it. But of course, out of respect and because I have worked with the president before, we shall use the proper accepted protocols and channels of engagement and see how we can reach out to the president. So yes, we shall.
My name is Isaac Watson. I work at Puntumi TV and radio. So I want to speak to you.
Okay, sure.
Because I want to hear about President Mills. In leaders here, I was saying now, in himself, if you party Bimuna, or year Juma, in himself, free on only Nipa Waji Jima, Yama Wayan, Danny, the Amagana for it. The party are now the members or here then the head demo will say the leaders second, who can be about the rare horses and their goods.
You see, and here we are marking kind. Say yes, see, we politicize everything. What do you just want to why? Are you brothel? Are you idiomatic expressions? You understand?
Yes, sir.
So when you use the idiomatic expressions, be a
brothel
America.
All right.
Me both be a
Okay.
First question now is as I don't know. I need them pouch of you now make a no, man can't be a pajama. Yes, baby, I want to pen or then exactly. Any say be abokoto and go between the Niman Nanti pa or see the binti and on Nanti Chenche and I'm a boy. Good. What the banner is meeting there?
Thank you very much.
Madam Pajose.
I'm up a tree.
And yes, and I said, for no way you cameras, and now I'm so moving as well.
Oh, eh. On the pen over.
After that, Chino, no more by mammy that training to rap. The American, the chair when one is at Tamils Institute. You did a fish and I say, I would die. I get institute that Yakuba in 24 P directly. You setting up institute, and they say, Potoka they say, public policy and civil public policy advocacy and civic education. Send ye bed church and Yabamu, Amma Ankwanko, Ati, in Semnasi, Titu, Amano Assembly, Yamma, Ayadi Juma. And they say, and yes, he Kai President Mills. Legacy, and I said Juma, Tom, Juma Potimbi or Yeja or Ebi Akashe, Amna, Amnema, Sumasia, Amamfuni, and he said, Ye as an institute. A Boshe says Ajman in Ebay, and Yantumra. And he said, Krata, we are Umuno. You see white paper, Potoka says white paper. 2010, and President Mills school, a Kobe 2 say the 1992 constitution. One more share now say Omunko Ghana for or Ego Bisa, Ego Diabisa. Now, say Ghana for Jitum Nan Sacre, Yebi Wawa, Yajiatum, Aye, 1992 constitutional sacre. And he said, committee here, the Jumani year, issue white paper. Let me say, the Busum Bakuna, Papa Dan is Abenkumso, 9 years. But if you say, if you want to come and say, you refuse, you sacrifice. It is a refugee bow, baby. And now, in some of our cratem, and I'm nearly patches and some of the people, but who do what? And no chance, the committee needed that a daddy, I bind you to say, on my penny, yen starting general at all. Send the BBI a bear man on Chiato. And my president knows Nakasa now buying a Jitum Zampa. Because Sega Debi a Beko Ghana for someone the own Chiato, no man penny the own Chiato. And yet, a group of Diaman from Mampany Parabo. That was one of the significant changes that was going to happen to the 1992 constitution. Obian himself, President Mills, not a tax expert, a ban of a what was a man, the Jumo IRS, and then the PFA. That was one of the things that was going to happen. Second one said, Ononkasa need to me as Omampany, constitutional committee no year, Sacre P. I beg you to me be a free name, but it couldn't be bothered. Because the way the constitution is now, there's too much powers. And also, I will cry to him. Sebe, senior, you did BBI, a man yourself, yes, or no pa. The BBI man yourself, and also, Monsem Trefo, a binuma, on my bed, and it's a book, radio, TV, so, and I'll pay you candy back, kind, Titi social media. Now, Sebe, throw near their father. Didn't now or her, na Constitution Review Commission, I am where Juma. Now NDC are buying under President Mills, Ajia too. It is a nena are buying their banom some person media, no. Na Ebia, because they from so way, but I need to be out. It is a for bata, young politicians one. From so but I need media phone. It is a ban say a buying the air, yeah. And yeah, it's all contained in this white paper. And so, yeah, born the top no. Yeah, as an Atamos Institute, you say, Nyama where papa ye to ho. Yeah, starting and come and be come. The funnel, a school pon or my University of Health and Allied Sciences. Of course, that happens to be my area. Or my Bakon or Brongham University of Energy and Natural Resources. And now go UHAS. Now go share Juma University Nidina. I'm so proud of President Mills. That university, UHAS, is doing magic. And he left a lot of things. You say, as time goes on, at Tamus Institute, Yaji Atayanashe, and your bonnet, and you'll be on the Kanikutia, and I said you'll be on your bottom, then fast war will be. The Yepe. Say Papano, I hear Jumano man. Or your Juma P. You bet there Jumanity. I'm for Juman Demo. I done a coupon say, or the name of Ghana and maybe a train. Now, on my penia or Washoe, will be beside question 70. Because I pull it, we be free her. Then I'm not and you be a call on my penia and I could follow. I'm a sad crater away, and I call dying. I'm because yes. And then on my president. He's the president of the Republic of Ghana. Need you who be a fantasy at the Beman, and the Beman. Say Chopa, the Becoso Papa, Shesakra Muna, San Sacrea. President Moon started a young share, na young man and Nancy in nice one. Aden, and remember Mua. Yabeco, Ghana, and kind for. And then you put and now a year that dream. Young fat at Tamus Institute and find politics. So, we will why baby said, Nanya, I'm a minor, Yena, a chefa woman. And of course, I talked about our national anthem and the pledge. sɛ wohwɛ krataa mu a asa da no adi sɛ aduru pɛmpɛnso bi a ɔman mu no nyinaa yɛn nyinaa wɔ sɛ ɛsakra yɛ adwene ɛfa nia ɛmayɛ gyina hɔ as ɔman ɛne deɛ ɛgyina ɛmayɛ gyina hɔ as Ghana for Ghana ma ɛna mede anthem no baa mu God bless our homeland Ghana make our nation great and strong mede national pledge no baa mu so God help us God na wohwɛ national anthem na God bless our homeland Ghana make our nation great and strong bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right fill our hearts with true humility make us cherish fearless honesty and one is no crime I am fa atareɛ ɛnhyɛ no Ghana for Ghana ma ɛno ne ɛmfa emu ɔman no anya bia ɛnɛ yɛde saa nokora no ebu ɔman no ana woni no okɔka nokora sisi a umum na wadane nipa bɔnefo and when they talking about nokora yɛn politicians ne nko aho look bus esi hɔ yellow do bus etu kwan na driver ɛhyɛ apɛtɛsiba ɛɛwi bi na mate ɛludu car no yɛ ma na mate akɔfɛ driver sɛ masa ayɛma no a ne ɔtɔn apɛtɛsi na ɛhu sɛ ɔkɔ no ɔsɛ o driver bɛgye for the road na for the road deɛ no na ɛyɛ dangerous koraa wɔ mu because ɛno no driver na ntena se ama deɛ na anyɛ adwuma wɔ ne yam ansa na ɔwɔ sɔre nti ɔtena stia n'akyi amframa baako pɔfa n'ani so grrrr wɔfa na for the road no ɛyɛ adwuma afei na distilling sɛ yɛ nsɛfo a afei na ɛyi nsɛto n'afa ha ayɛ apio n'afa ha ayɛ santan yɛsɛ breaking news nipa sese so if we are honest to ourselves that liquor seller should not sell the liquor to the driver. Passengers should refuse to sit in that vehicle until we do that. Now, no, obi bomi abade bi o si dey na say won am circle. Now we san crofo na mo twetwetwa ko amanfo bag ahweye wan hwa bakoko him bi bag ade ehiem no go do fia this also obini because your package dey na free baby and okita handbag and as a briefcase or circle also ballistic missile na ewom no you have no idea or per baby akoto ego who are we doing insuo to near ye the insuo go ball mu okoka yes we too known and Ghana for your phrase back on too known or men January too known ye ni ekra man for be or January too known. So long and short my area is that fearless honesty yen kan no crunch here and so some common na ye dia ye pa kire se ni nyina wo white paper mu a ye gidi se mu nsɛmbrɛfo se mu na copy na mu boy ne start di sound komoyi a ebe dia bo ma mu nyina enye Atanos Institute na se be obi be ka kire se o mo ni adwuma obi ka kire se mo ni adwuma e be na Nyankopɔn se ho ba se but Ghana ni papa mu na ye pe me da mo ase.